Look what you did, you little jerk.
All right, we're all good? Mm-hmm. All right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Circle of Jerks podcast. I got Andy, as always.
What up?
It wouldn't exist without him, so he's always here.
Yes.
You have me, your host, Robert, and a great friend of mine, bowling partner, and his name is Edmund, Mr. Scissors himself.
Hello.
He owns a series of barbershops in the San Fernando Valley, and good friend of mine. So welcome to the podcast.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
That's a really cool name, though, Mr. Scissors.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, it took some time to come up with it. You know, it's a really simple name, but it did take some time.
Yeah, it's so simple. Yeah, because a lot of times it's like the simplest things, they actually take a lot of time and care into developing.
Absolutely.
And so.
Yeah, you know, the whole concept itself is real simple. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not like I created a barbershop. It existed for God knows how long.
Right.
One of the oldest trades in America, so and around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, you know, came up with an idea and just went with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with that. That's how did you get into the barbershop game? Like how did your business come about?
Well, you know, funny thing is I'm not a barber. I don't cut hair. You know, I could do some simple cuts in the bathroom, which is funny. That is kind of where the idea came from, in my buddy's bathroom. You know, prior to me getting into the barbershop business, I was in real estate for close to 11, 12 years. Mm-hmm. Got into the business real young, 19 going on 20. I was fired from my current job during that time from the bank. Oh. And, you know, it was a few months I was unemployed, had no idea what to do. You know, one of my buddies like, hey, I'm hiring. You know, I'm like, oh, what do you guys do? He goes, we refinance people. I'm like, great. In my mind, I'm like, I have no idea what that is. You know,
it's like, yes, a job. All right.
Yeah, you know, and I just knew they had nice cars.
Mm-hmm.
He was like 20, had already multiple properties.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I remember being younger, my dad always saying like, oh, we refinanced our house like the third time. And I would just kind of like, oh, cool, Dad, you know?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Not knowing anything of what that means.
Still didn't know what it was, yeah. So when this opportunity came up, I remembered that part. You know, my dad's like, oh, I refinanced, or we're going to refinance our car, or whatever it was. So anyways, you know, came in for an interview, all suits, young guys, nice cars, all doing well. I'm like, I want to be a part of this. You know, I came from the banking world. You gotta wear a nice suit, this and that. And I went with that. Mm-hmm. Again, did it for about 11, 12 years. And, you know, with the fall of the market at the time, starting around 07, 08, the signs were showing throughout, you know, nationwide. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Once that happened, you know, unfortunately, had a shop, closed down my shop, lost my house, lost everything, you know. There was a time that I was like, you know, I'm going to have to get a job. I've been self-employed so long, it's a little difficult being self-employed to going back to being W-2. Mm-hmm. So I was in my buddy's bathroom, and he was like, hey, can you cut my hair? You know? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a little rusty. We used to cut each other's hair. I used to be a break dancer, so I was in a little crew.
Right.
So we used to cut each other. You know, didn't look the greatest, but, you know, better than Supercuts. Sorry, Supercuts. So anyways, I was cutting his hair, and we like to smoke hookah, okay? So he goes, oh, do you mind if I smoke my hookah while you cut my hair? And I'm like, hey, no problem, you know?
Imagine like you trying to cut hair and like all of a sudden like
he's blowing, we're talking, joking, excuse me. So, anyways, as I'm cutting him, you know, doing my best job, and he's smoking, we're joking around. I don't know. I just came like, it'd be cool if there was a place you could smoke a hookah and get a haircut. So that wasn't the actual idea of doing, but that little idea right there in that moment, I don't know if it was a spark, what it was. So I started thinking about it. Maybe I should open up a barbershop. So I went to a barbershop. Shortly after, I actually needed a haircut, and I walk into a shop, a little unpleasant. Not welcoming, very outdated, And most of these shops were what existed in the San Fernando Valley. Okay. Very mediocre. Nothing
Right.
special.
Right. No,
And-
no frills. No.
like,
no
ladies.
personality.
Yeah, ladies get to go to so many nice places.
Mm-hmm.
They got nice nail salons. They got nice hair salons, massage salons, spas. And I'm like, why are guys being neglected from all this? Like, why don't we have the opportunities to go into a place that's cleaner, have some character, good service, good cuts, and a little bit more glamorous, however you want to look at it.
Right.
So this is just all an idea. So, there was times that, I don't come from the barbering field, so it takes some time to understand it and really make sure this is something I want to, go to the next step and actually open up.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, I did my due diligence, I did my research, this and that, and my first shop I opened was in Tarzana on Ventura Boulevard. At the time, no shops were there. There was maybe one not too far from me, but again, not much around there. And it's crazy, man. I was about a few weeks away from opening the shop. I'm in the shop, hanging TVs and, getting everything prepared. I still don't have any barbers, know.
Right.
And I had a friend who goes, hey, I have a buddy. He just graduated. He got his license. You want to, interview him? I'm like, yeah, just send him over. It's cool. He comes in and there he is. He's knocking on my door while I'm inside, and he walks in, and I hire him. I like him. Great character, good customer service, real hungry, And he was the first barber, and he's still with me today,
wow.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, no, absolutely. So, it's nice to see the guys still with me from day one. I got guys that came shortly after are still with me. Try to offer opportunities,
Right.
and sometimes you do give opportunities and you try to help them out, and it may not work out. Maybe the business was just not for that person, or maybe that barbershop just didn't fit his character. But I'll tell you, high percentile, the barbers stay at our shops. And I'm not saying that just because they're my shops. It's what you see.
Right.
You see it, I see it, we all see it. So it's great. It's nice. Then shortly after was Northridge. Maybe like 2 years after, not shortly after, excuse me. So with Northridge, I wanted to open up a second shop, and the Northridge area was kind of where I wanted to target, and it's a little over 5 miles from my Tarzana shop, right? Down
Right.
Reseda Boulevard,
Okay.
right by CSUN.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Right
That's
by
perfect
CSUN.
location.
Yeah, I
then.
passed by that one
Absolutely.
quite a bit.
All the
Yeah.
students and guys, want to get their haircut, looking nice for the ladies or
Exactly.
whatever.
No, absolutely. With guys, we're simple.
Right.
We don't put makeup on.
Right.
Maybe some do, and that's their thing. No
Right.
problem.
Yeah, no
Nothing
judgments-
wrong.
no judgments here.
No one cares. If eyeliner was in, I'd probably put it on too. So, but anyways, so I opened up the Northridge location right by CSUN. Again, took me a long time. That was an experience of its own. Working with a big corporate building and trying to be on the retail spot of that.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Luckily, I came from real estate. So a lot of my experience, I was able to conduct the way I needed to in order to get approved to put my second location into that specific place. A lot had to do with that I already had a location, okay, and we were doing well. It was very busy, very popular. So, their corporate side visited that location and almost like interviewed me pretty
Right,
much,
yeah.
To make sure, do we want this specific establishment in our building?
Right.
Okay.
Because I guess they're looking for someone who will bring in people that can also then translate to other customers for other businesses in that same
Absolutely.
plaza.
So they had multiple opportunities with other like markets wanted to come in there, food chains, but they weren't comfortable, I guess you can say, putting in a food place underneath their residence. Not sure why. I don't know if it was a city thing or whatever. So they liked the simple concept of having a barbershop.
Right.
We could cater to their clients. There's no food or health
Right.
issues. It's
No health
barber.
inspectors.
We have our barber inspectors, but that's very simple. So it worked out. We've been there. This July was 3 years. We cater to CSUN students as well as our building. They always get a discount. So we try to be a part of the community. You know, we try to help out. We've been sponsors and for some frats and so forth, and always open to more. So if we can help out, we definitely will. And the third location, Sherman Oaks, it's been open this November. It will be 2 years. So 2 years. Again, it was another experience of its own. You can never get enough experience. Every day there's something to learn. Okay,
Right.
if you meet someone and they go, "Oh, I know everything," you know, or you know, they don't necessarily have to tell you they know everything, but they think they know everything. They don't.
Yeah.
Everyone learns every day. You know, our own president. I'm not trying to get into politics, but on a day-to-day basis, he learns different things and different situations to approach and so forth. You could be as prepared as you want, but trust me, you're never fully prepared.
Right,
You
yeah.
know,
Until you get that experience and you're working with
absolutely,
it.
yeah, man.
I mean, it's same with my job too, where it's like every day. Yeah, there is a routine that I do every single day, but then there's always something new to learn. Like, oh, I could do this better or more efficient, and yeah, you have to be a lifelong learner.
Absolutely. It's nice learning. You
Yeah.
know, you learn to deal with so many different kinds of people, adapt to them, adapt to current events,
Right.
things that are happening in the community, things that are happening with your workers, with clients, and it's just a constant thing. And you just got to take it day by day. Be again prepared as much as you can, but you're never prepared enough. So, but yeah, that's it. I'm working on something new. Can't disclose yet, but it hopefully by the next few months will be done. And hopefully new ventures in the near future.
Awesome.
Definitely that's where I would like to head Mr. Scissors to.
Yeah. So you have 3 stores out, right?
Yeah.
That are operating. Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know I pass by a couple of them pretty regularly. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I passed the Northridge one on a somewhat regular basis.
Yeah. It's in a great location.
Yeah,
it is.
really
real,
is.
real busy. School starts, I think, next week. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And yeah, it's gonna get busy. We already cater to the Northridge area
Right.
and surrounding cities, Porter Ranch, Grenada, and so forth. So we get a pretty large clientele from everywhere, and the students are just kind of like an additional, for the barbers to service and do a lot better than they can maybe possible in other locations.
Yeah. So it's like you you have a family. I've met them.
Yeah.
And so your son gets like haircuts from there too.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Sometimes getting them in there is a little tough. I think a lot of kids, majority of kids, are not that fond of getting haircuts. So
How old is your son?
my son's 10 going on 11.
Okay.
So in the beginning, believe it or not, before I even opened my shop, we would just buzz his head. So it
Oh,
was,
yeah, just-
oh my
yeah.
God. It was embarrassing,
If I had a kid, regardless, if it was, a son or a daughter, I'd probably shave their heads for like
Yeah.
the first 10 years. Like, just save me some money.
Yeah, no,
Or
you know.
what was it? Or the typical Korean, just put a bowl.
Oh, yeah, the
instead
bowl
of
haircut.
Oh yeah,
haircut.
you don't have to be
I
Korean.
rock
My
that.
father did that to me too, dude. I look like the Beatles,
Yeah, there was a time that I definitely had the bowl haircut.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. I got
gosh.
pictures of that, but we'll that private time. We'll show you those pictures.
Yeah. No,
No
I
one needs to be scared.
I think my mom kind of she would let my hair like grow out.
Oh really?
Yeah. So when I was younger, I would get like haircuts and stuff, but I would like my hair would get like kind of
Oh
long.
really? Does your
Yeah.
mom still take you for your haircuts now?
No.
Okay.
This was like when I was a kid.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
No.
But it's okay if she does. It's not a big deal.
My mommy took me
Yeah.
to my haircut.
We have
yesterday.
them in the shops too.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
fun.
now I just do it because I get my hair now is since I'm older, it's a lot more wavy.
Uh-huh.
But if I let it grow too long, or it gets to the point, there's a middle ground where it's like it starts to look like I have a mullet, and it's like I don't drive a 1980s Camaro
Right.
T-top, so
Right.
I can't have a mullet.
El
Yeah,
Camino.
no, definitely.
Or an El
you know.
Camino.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it's like. All right, it's too long. I gotta get rid
Oh
of
yeah,
this. And I gotta get it cut.
the mullets tried to come back about a year ago.
People are still
it
trying to
didn't
bring it
work.
back.
Yeah.
It's
It's one of those. It's just one of those haircuts that's just. It's at the time. It's like, what were you thinking? And then when they try to bring it back, it's like, what were you thinking?
No, absolutely. It's kind of like a mustache. Okay. Mustaches are a little hard. Look, it doesn't go with everyone. I
Right.
tried it. It didn't work.
Oh,
But
just
then
mustache alone.
just the mustache.
Right.
No,
no beard, nothing. Just straight stash.
No, that won't work for you.
Yeah, I really wanted it to, but it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And the mullet's right behind. I should be for it. I'd rather do a mustache than a mullet.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Some people rather do a mullet than a mustache, so it just all depends.
What do you think is like the worst haircut? Like what when you think of like bad haircuts, like what hairstyle do you hate the most?
I think the mullet is that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's
Just like,
anything
that's
worse
nothing
than a
worse
mullet.
than the mullet.
Everything else, it's comes with the current styles that are going around.
Mm-hmm.
From here in the States all the way out into Europe and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we see it all in the shop. Dyed hair. Instead of like a regular fade or blend, it's just a hard line.
Right.
We've seen those. The faux hawk, I always wanted to
mm-hmm.
rock one of those, a faux hawk straight all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Which sometimes almost looked like a mullet, but you kind of had a fade on the side.
Right.
It's
all the
different.
way.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
Mullet was kind of short, flat top, and all of a sudden it just...
Yeah, just float
Business
in the,
front, party in the back.
There you go. So a faux hawk, mohawk is party all the way.
Mm-hmm.
From
Yeah.
So I mean, we see it all. Comb overs came, still kind of popular, but they're really popular years back. We don't mean like a Donald Trump comb over.
Yeah.
Sorry, Donald.
Not like a
Not
bald-
yeah. We're not trying to cover any bald spots. Like just combed over from like the 1920s.
Yeah,
prohibition.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
the
guess
gangsters.
technically my hairstyle would be kind of like
That's
the comb
considered
over.
a comb over.
Yeah,
You're combing it over.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Simple definition.
Yeah.
I've had this hairstyle for a couple years now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just recently buzzed my head, not too short, and then I grew it, and just going along with it. Got tired of just kept combing it back. I looked like a greaser for some time, like a pompadour style.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So no, this is different. It's summer, it's a little easier. So
Yeah.
Right.
No, I remember I would say the hairstyle that I thought was just the goofiest growing up was the rat tail. You remember those?
yeah.
yeah.
You had a rat tail.
Okay,
You had a rat tail?
hold on. It was more.
All right, okay, we'll give you a chance to defend yourself, but let's just
Hold on.
Let's let Robert get all his giggles out right now.
Oh,
you can defend yourself.
Mine was a mouse tail. It was not a rat tail. I tried to grow it, and it was like maybe like that long. I didn't have like a straight up one like this big.
Okay, all right.
But my dad, for some reason, thought it was real nice to have a little tail in the back. Don't ask me why. And unfortunately, I have a little. We call it a duck tail. Okay, a little swirl in the back of your neck.
Okay.
So when my hair grew, unfortunately, it looked like a duck's butt. How
Right,
the tail is,
yeah.
So if you kind of examine the back, you still see a little tornado. So that little mouse tail I had was kind of to the left, So
That's awesome.
yeah, I hated it though. That wasn't that much fun. But yeah, my brother had one too, so we'll throw him in there.
No, but speaking of mullets, I remember a couple years ago, my cousin was visiting, and him and his girlfriend, they wanted to go to Venice Beach, which is the heartland of crazy people.
Yes.
And I saw the mullets to end all mullets because it's seeing different everyone does it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
This guy was easily the best. It was one of the kind of the crazier drifters that were going around. He was a white guy. And was sunburned to death. I mean, he looked like a lobster, but he was white. He had the dreadlocked hair. He was bald up top, and it was mulleted in the back.
This
It was like this.
Whoa.
It was this
How does that even work?
half bald, long dreadlock, mullet in the back. It was crazy.
Wow.
I wish I had taken a picture because it was so bad it was good.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that one beats Billy Ray Cyrus's mullet.
Oh, easily. Because that was, that's the mullet. To
yeah,
end all
right.
mullets.
That's like
But
the
no,
mullet,
this-
but then what you were describing
This
is like
is the unicorn.
yeah, it's a unicorn mullet.
Yeah, I was like, wow, so many bad hairstyles on one person at one time.
Yeah. I mean, but Billy Ray Cyrus, he was able to get away with
It
it.
works.
You know
It
what I'm
worked
saying?
with him.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I think
yeah,
if
he
I-
just
if I
yeah,
did
he just
country-
had that confidence to make it work.
Yeah,
you
if
know?
I did country, I'd have a stash with a mullet
Yeah.
probably.
Oh,
Probably.
dude, yeah, that's
Hard, man.
you were molesting people in a van.
Oh, yeah, dude, I would.
down by the river.
Just let my hair flow down my back and my
No.
stash down my lips.
The other was it the other like epic mullet is we always kind of make fun of Salute Your Shorts, Budnick. Remember?
Oh,
when he had a
yeah.
mullet?
Oh, yeah,
Dude, that
Oh
was-
yeah, I used to love that show. I used
Yeah.
to watch that show all the time.
Hey, dude.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, dude.
but yeah, Budnick.
But yeah,
had the crazy mullet.
that crazy ginger kid.
Yeah. That was
right.
great. That was a great show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Well, we Daniel, our friend of the podcast, Daniel Canute, like we always
yeah,
make
yeah.
fun of because he does a summer camp.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Ugg.
Yeah. So he is Ugg.
He's Ugg.
That's so funny.
But we were always like, because we've always forget the camp name, so he's like, yeah, when is Dan getting back from Camp on Awana?
Yeah.
So we both started breaking into the Salute Your Shorts song.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
a definite a show most kids in the 80s remember. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully they remember.
It was fun. It's actually not that bad. It's a pretty funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I'd say it's definitely rewatchable even now.
Yeah, I would think so because
Yeah.
it's kind of the you're a young teen going to camp. It hasn't really changed all that much.
Right. Yeah. The
You know,
whole camp experience.
Coming in the 80s, I never went to camp. We went camping, but not like
Right,
an
yeah.
actual
Yeah,
camp.
I never went to like one of those
So,
like organized
right.
things.
So watching that show was kind of like a nice way to see like what it's about, know.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
not
so you're
saying-
so you're kind of experiencing it vicariously through like these
absolutely.
characters on TV.
Yeah, it's funny because who knows what they really do in camps? It may not even be anything close to that show, but like the
It's
basics.
close.
It is close.
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. So
Unless
I
you want to
felt
go to
like,
band camp.
especially during the summer, you're home. Parents are at work. So me and my brother, we have nothing to watch. K Count 9 doesn't come until 3.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Oh, yeah, the Disney afternoon.
So before that, you're watching all these shows, and through the summer, it's summer for them as well in the show. So you kind of feel like you're there, So it was a nice way to feel like you're a part of it, So I can't say that I grew up in camps, but I could say that I watched that show and I kind of know a little bit about it.
Right,
you know?
right.
So and then unfortunately, my kids are not really involved in it. I don't know if that's just because I wasn't involved in it, but
Right.
I wish
Well,
they
yeah,
were.
because a lot of my friends who have kids, they tell me like the kid only gets involved if you are involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
So so like if you want your kids to be in scouts, whatever, then you have to go and be like the den mother or the
Yeah.
scout leader, or if you want your kid to be in soccer or baseball, you have to be the coach. And
Yeah, absolutely.
stuff like that.
No, I totally agree.
No, I'll tell about like my camp experience, and Dan and I went to the same camp.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we had
Was there a flute?
I
no,
know,
there was
right?
not a flute.
Okay.
No, we went.
I just wanted to get down
Any-
on the
any
table.
we
rust-
went
any
to
rusty
a
trombones?
baseball summer camp actually.
Oh, so there's the
Oh,
bat.
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
And
we
a lot of balls.
no God. This wasn't some like homoerotic experience.
Oh no, I just asked if there was a bat. If you guys are playing ball in the bat.
Yeah, yeah,
Of course.
no, we were
Yeah,
playing-
it's a
Come on,
baseball. It's a
dude.
baseball
Like,
camp,
what's
so there's
going
gonna
on
be
over here?
balls.
We did
There's
play,
gonna be balls.
We did
Yeah.
play baseball, but
Dirty.
no, it was I think it was we were probably in like 4th or 5th grade. We went to the same elementary school, so it was me, Dan, and like 2 of our other like really close friends at the time, and yeah, like all the like the Salute Your Shorts kind of moments were in
Okay.
there. No, but the one moment that sticks out to us, there was another camper that was there. Kind of he was a little bit younger than us. I think he was like a grade or 2 younger than
Okay.
us because we were probably like 4th or 5th grade at that point. He was
Alright.
like 2nd or 3rd, and we remember like this one kid could not make it to the bathroom. Like he would crap his pants
Oh, shit.
at like
Oh,
the
what
drop of
the-
a dime. It wasn't like diarrhea either. They were solid poops. It was just like he wouldn't. He just for whatever reason, I don't know if it was because he was not at home or whatever. But yeah, he.
So he would drop it and you would swing.
Well, but the thing was, yeah. No, here's the crazy part about it. Like we were just watching a video before we started filming. You saw how like the wall was where the person like shit all over the wall.
Oh yeah, right.
This is what happened with this kid where I remember because it was just before bed. We were going to the bathroom. It's like, man, something like smell. We're in the woods, so it's like okay, like an animal crap
Yeah.
somewhere, whatever. And then when we turn on the light, and it's like it was the bathroom that smelled too. And it's like and we turn on the light, and there is shit literally everywhere.
Like skid marks
and it's
everywhere.
it's not just on the floor; it's on the walls.
Oh my God.
It's on like the back of the toilet. It's like, what happened here? And then we come to it was that kid. We didn't come to find out until later, till he crapped in the pool. It was like, it was that kid.
Oh my
So
God.
he had a problem.
Yeah, but that's something that Dan.
You just had a shitty time,
literally a shitty time.
pretty much.
But no, actually, okay, I have 2 camp experiences because
Okay.
it was also with Dan.
That's
So-
I want to go to camp with Dan too now.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
It's like the common denominator here
So,
is Dan.
and if you can call the shitty kid, I'll go with him too.
Yeah.
It's been a long time having a shitty time, so this is the time, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that kid shit everywhere. Then we had another, and it was the same group of friends. It was this group of 4 that we were
Right.
really close in elementary school. At 5th grade, we went to space camp.
Okay.
You remember the Astro Camp stuff? Like you
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
like on like Nickelodeon, they would always talk about, oh, you can go to the NASA Astro
Yeah,
Camp. Yeah,
absolutely.
We went to one of those.
Yeah, and I used to watch that and just say, I'm never going to this. It's
Yeah.
just not going to
I was like,
happen.
that looks fun, but
Yeah.
my parents can never afford it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that. It was awesome.
Okay, wow. All right.
And it was, but this particular, I guess it was it's out in the middle of nowhere, so there's a lot of bugs and stuff like
Right.
that. We had this one, our friend Adam. He's one of the messiest kids I've ever met in my life. And he brought, he liked candy at the time. What kid doesn't like
Yeah.
candy? And so he brought a ton of like M&Ms or Skittles. I can't remember which one it was, but instead of like a normal person, you leave it in the bag, and you tie up the bag. So no, he bought I think 6 or 7 bags of, like M&Ms or Skittles, and then opened them all up, dumped them in his backpack. And then we left because we had some of the activities that we were supposed to do. We came back, because all 4 of us were in the same room. Because we were friends, we bunked together. We came back. The room was crawling with ants
Oh my
and
God.
roaches and
Oh.
everything that because of his fucking backpack that he
with all
left
the
behind.
Uh,
And we all end up having to bunk in different rooms because they had to get that room fumigated and
Yeah.
stuff. It's we got so mad. It's like, what are you doing? Why did you leave all the candy in your backpack open like that?
Oh my God.
Those are my camp experiences. We had some kid that shit everywhere, and our friend had just got all this candy and ants everywhere. It was so camp is fun. It's a fun time, but yeah, I'm glad we did it. I don't know if I would do it again.
Yeah, no, it's always memorable,
Yeah. No, but yeah, Dan will share his experiences about those
So
stories.
was
when we
this
go
at
bowling.
Camp Onawana you guys went to?
So the baseball camp was actually fairly
the
near
baseball.
the camp that he does now. Yeah, so it was kind of like a Camp Onawana style. The Astro camp was a little bit more sophisticated.
Okay.
It wasn't we're out in the woods.
Okay.
We had both of them we had the baseball camp was more like log cabins kind of thing, and it was a lot of outdoor activities, which was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I remember taking a fastball to the gut.
Ooh.
That
Wow,
sucked.
okay.
But no, the Astro camp was more of a sophisticated. There was a whole series of buildings, and it was kind of like a compound almost.
And it was here on Earth, not in space.
Yeah, it wasn't in
Just
space.
want to make sure.
Yeah, but they simulated weightlessness because we were doing a lot of
okay.
underwater
That's cool.
constructing stuff, and so there was a lot of simulation of weightlessness. So it was teaching us about science and technology, and
Well, that's nice.
It was fun.
In general, many kids have even experienced anything close to that.
Right.
Right.
no, we had our elementary school was actually really awesome, and we got a lot of really good experiences, and
Right. That's cool.
yeah, we had a lot of fun. So it was. I'm glad that because it was funny. You see the Astro camps and the NASA camps, that you see on Nickelodeon. It's
Right.
I get to go to that. That's cool. So that was a really fun experience.
No, yeah. We used to. The only thing close to I got me and my brother to Nickelodeon was we were in the audience for what was it? Double Dare.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
So Double Dare's back now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we actually talked about.
We talked about this.
You did?
with
Yeah.
our
So,
last
anyways, that
guest.
was as close as we ever got. We were so excited. It
Yeah.
was somewhere in Northridge in the park, and they're like, "You guys want to be in in the crowd, and we were like, yeah, we wanted to be in it,
Right, but it's
that
like-
never was gonna happen. So we were just stoked that we were in the,
Right.
in the not commercial, but in one commercial with my brother too, for bowling
Nice.
at Canoga Park Bowl, which is now Winnetka Bowl. We came in. There was a full-on video crew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like about 7th grade. So me and my brother were all bowling, and they aired this commercial. I'm not even joking. So I'm around 7th, 8th. It went all the way until right before I got married, which was around 23.
Wow.
I mean, they aired this video.
Yeah, so they got a lot of mileage out of that.
Yeah,
commercial.
absolutely. So while I'm already a grown guy, I'm still watching myself in 7th grade playing bowling on the local channel.
Nice.
Yeah, long hair, mullet. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking. So that was cool. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, the closest I got to being on Double Dare was playing the game on NES.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That was
they did.
God,
have
that game was so frustrating.
Oh really? I didn't remember there was a game on NES for Double Dare.
Yeah, it's well, the controls for it are so like frustrating. I used to because I remember like renting that, and back in those days, you go to Blockbuster on Friday night,
Right.
You rent the game. That's what you did that weekend. You were playing that game, and yeah, I was playing that with like my mom, and it was just so.
There used to be. Did you ever go into the one aisle that said 18 and over? All the good games were in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we used to send my brother. He's the oldest one.
But yeah, no,
We don't have those anymore.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Well, there's no like Blockbuster or anything like that
No,
anymore.
2020 video. That's where we used to rent.
So. Oh yeah, there used to the
Tampa and
it's-
Satakoy.
even on this corner on was it Victory and Sepulveda where the Chase Bank is.
Right.
That used to be a 2020
Oh, okay.
video forever.
There still is a 2020 on Tampa and Satakoy. If anybody wants to ever go, it's still there.
I know.
Yeah.
What a little taste of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Man, that was the 90s, man. Like you go on a Friday night, you'd rent a movie, you'd rent
Yeah.
a game. Actually, I remember I got the first taste of the PlayStation because I rented.
Oh, really?
I rented one to check it out, and
Okay.
I ended up getting that PlayStation for my birthday after we did that.
Oh, that's
because my
cool.
parents
Yeah,
really
I
liked it a
remember.
lot.
I think some of the smaller video stores they would actually when like PlayStation like first came out, and I think like even like Sega Saturn, like they would like actually rent out the system so you can actually play it.
right.
Okay. I never. You know what? I never knew that you can rent out the actual system.
Yeah, Blockbuster.
Maybe
did
we
that.
just had it. We
Yeah.
didn't.
It was
Inquire about it.
It's kind of like I kind of miss that a little bit because now now you get like the reviews on like YouTube or whatever.
Right.
So I guess you kind of get that experience
Right.
somewhat. But being able to like rent something and like, oh, is this a good game? Is this a good system? You can kind of check it out, and it was kind of nice too. It's like, oh, this is a crappy game, or this system is good, or whatever.
You know what? I'm tell you guys a funny story that happened about 3 weeks ago. So right before school started for the kids, take my son and my daughter and my nephew and one of our buddies' kids, and we go to Hurricane Harbor.
Oh, nice.
So anyway, I parked my car right there in the front, and as I went to get our lunch, because we're trying to keep it healthy. So I brought our own lunch. So, anyways, I went
Whatever,
to get
you're
it.
just trying to save money because they gouge you.
Well,
with the
no,
food
definitely.
at theme parks.
5 people, it's gonna cost you about $1.30.
Yeah.
Minimum,
Minimum.
and the food tastes like crap.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hurricane. Your slides are great, but your food sucks. So, anyways, I went to get the food. I come back and I see my son on the grass. It's like a little picnic area you eat when you come out of Six Flags.
Yeah.
And they're waiting there for me to bring the food, and I see him doing this really weird dance. Okay, so I'm looking at him, and then I'm just like, Leo, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh, this is a dance from Fortnite. It's called, I don't even remember what.
Right.
And across the lawn, there's another kid who's maybe a little older than him, almost my size, like replying to his dance with another dance. And right there and then, I'm just like, well, times have changed. I mean, we used to do dances, stupid dances too.
Yeah.
But they're like communicating and answering.
Right.
one
I
another.
know they're sending signal. They're they're coordinating.
Yeah, they're coordinating something. And,
Oh,
you know,
Lord.
I was like, you know what? I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
They see each other in real life. They're not just talking with earphones on,
Yeah.
talking to some kid in Wisconsin or something. They don't even know each other, but somehow
They can
some
communicate.
way they communicated. It was like
They
Arnold Schwarzenegger when he would go, someone from afar would go, you know what I mean? The kids have this too now. We had
Right.
it, with Terminator movies.
Yeah,
but
yeah, right.
Now
yeah.
it's Fortnite.
I know,
Yeah, it's crazy because I play a ton of games. I'm always gaming and stuff, and a lot of because I deal a lot with like youth kids at
Right.
church, so a lot of them play Fortnite, which is like I'm really dragging my feet. Everyone's like, "Oh, come on, man, play Fortnite. It's really fun and all this stuff." It's
Right.
like I'm not really into that genre of gaming, and then so I'm like dragging my feet, but at the same time I'm like, I kind of want to know like what the heck they're getting into.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll get into it, but it just I know I'm gonna suck.
It was like a step-by-step thing. When it first started, Minecraft was like the thing.
Yeah.
you
Oh
know?
yeah, it still is, but yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I
It's
just
on the
put
younger
out 2
kids.
posters in the front yard for someone to take them. They're like framed Minecraft posters, and my son's just over it.
I would have
And-
taken them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have brought them. They're still, on the sidewalk. If they're still there, I'll put them away.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I had these 2 Minecraft posters, took them out. Then he got into the whole Roblox,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And still sometimes plays, but now it's just wake up, besides school days, well, the whole summer, wake up, Roblox, I'm sorry, Fortnite. If I did not peek into my son's room, he would probably be there all day. I would have to get him out, let's go outside, let's go somewhere, go to the park. It's crazy. I guess when we were kids, we did the same.
Right.
But we played outside too.
Yeah.
Hide and go seek, water balloon fights. We'd hop the fence, go play basketball at the school.
Yeah.
That doesn't really happen much anymore.
Yeah, I always
unfortunately.
I did game. Well, I didn't actually get into gaming until I was probably like 9 or 10.
Okay.
So like, I before then, I was always like, if I wasn't like reading, I'd go out, I'd ride my bike.
Right.
We'd we'd come up with. I had a good imagination, so like the kids in the neighborhood, we just came up with like whatever games.
Gotcha.
We would run around.
Spin the bottle.
No, I never did any of that.
Oh, really?
I didn't do that.
Yeah, we had our own.
Lame.
I know.
We had our own. We had our own version.
I'll be honest. I never. The lame part about I didn't date until I like left high school.
Oh, really? Well,
I didn't play any of that. I didn't do any of that stuff until
Well, I didn't date, but we still played it.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. I didn't even do that. Like,
Really? There was a rule about if you had braces though. It would suck because I had braces.
It's like,
So did my
oh,
brother.
man.
But my brother was worse because the hottest girl spun the bottle, and it landed on my brother, and she goes, "It's
No
not
braces.
fair. You have braces. You're gonna cut my lip." So my brother, unfortunately, didn't get that kiss he he always wanted.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a little bullshit.
But yeah, no, yeah, we'd and the other thing I did with my dad, we went go-karting all the time when
Oh.
I was younger. So
Did you go to Malibu Grand Prix right there in Northridge?
we didn't
Oh, yeah,
do no, we
where
didn't
the
do,
old where the
Where
well,
the
now
Toy-
the Toyota dealership
Yes,
is now.
I used to go there.
we didn't do.
So it was great, man.
We went to the one off of like Victory and I think it was what's the other street near the Budweiser plant. It was the Pepe's Grand Prix.
Right by Isoplex.
Yeah,
at the
and that-
time,
Oh,
the
yeah,
swap
yeah,
meet.
yeah,
That was the
swap
Van
meets.
Nuys swap meet, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
I remember.
Yeah,
I went
so
there
we-
too.
My
Yeah.
family used to have like a little. Well, when they first came to this country, they sold stuff at that swap meet.
Yeah, that swap meet. That's where I used to get my
Yeah,
comics.
that and like the one like in like Canoga Park.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have like near the Budweiser plant, the airport, the Van Nuys
Right.
airport,
Yeah.
and then right across the street was go-karting. That's where
Yeah.
we went. And
So we went to that. Malibu Grand Prix was open before that, prior to that. So when that shut down, this was like the only local place to go to.
right.
Nothing compared to Malibu Grand Prix. That thing was amazing. And if you had your driver's license at the time, which was 16, they had a larger race car, that you can drive. But I never turned. It
Yeah,
already
yeah.
shut down by
Right.
then. But it
Right.
was a lot of fun. Birthday parties, this and that. And then at the swap meet, every weekend our parents just drop us off. We would hang out with the gentleman who owned a little booth for comics. So we'd organize his comic books, his baseball cards, and all
Oh,
the little
sweet.
cool little Marvel, characters in little boxes. So that was fun. Still have comics, mint condition, never read.
Sweet.
So it was cool, a lot of fun, good childhood.
Yeah. So I mean that was the other activities I do that would get me outside, exercise a lot. Now that I'm older, honestly, there's a lot of times I'm like, fuck going outside.
Right.
I'm just, there'll be times like my days off, like where, man, I haven't I need to get caught up on like playing this game. So
Right.
like I'll be like 10 hours will go by. It's like, oh shit, like.
Wow.
But now it's like I'm an adult, so like there's no one's like, hey, you need to go.
There is
outside.
a limit. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, like at this point, it's like I don't care anymore. So.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have been to this new place. It's all old school arcades right off of Reseda Boulevard, right after Pardinia, and it's called the Neon Arcade. And it's
I've been to the One Up bar arcade that's on Ventura. I went there for my 30th birthday party.
oh nice. Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about that one. Okay, I've never actually been to that.
That one's
Yeah.
So
freaking
this
awesome.
one is just there's no bar, nothing. It's open to kids.
It's just arcades.
Yeah, you pay like $10 for an hour, and you get to play whatever
Oh,
you
shit.
want. Oh, it's all the old school games. Like,
Awesome.
me and my brother, when we went, we didn't even take the kids. We just stopped by ourselves. We're playing a Ninja Turtles game. You know. The
Oh, the
first one?
right, yeah.
Turtles in
So
Time.
this is the kind of games it has. So 80s, 90s kids definitely would appreciate the games they have in there. It's
Right.
all the good stuff. And then they rotate their machines with their other locations. So let's say the Ninja Turtles does well, then they want to take it to the other place, and they'll bring like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or
Oh,
whatever.
nice.
And there's like 50 games in there.
Oh wow.
It's a straight up arcade and this whole arcade thing. I have one arcade in each of my shops. Old school Tekken.
Oh, you're the best.
Yeah. What's it called? Neo Geo. So
Yeah.
Right.
after Stranger Things show, I think was great. It really introduced non-80s kids that don't
To
really
the
know.
yeah.
To the
exactly.
And the ones that are from the 80s or early 90s that appreciated, like myself, and I think that was one of the things that attracted me to watch the show, and the kids are at the arcade, they're hanging out, and kids don't really do that, maybe they hang out for other things, but not just innocent going.
Not like us.
order,
We
no.
would go to the arcade
For
all the
hours.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice to see these little arcades popping up. Your son is in there, and the worst that's gonna happen is gonna be play too many video games.
Right.
Ooh, big deal.
Yeah. Now that's maybe back then it was a big deal. Oh, you played for 5 hours.
I mean,
God damn it, you need to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different because, because now everything is so personalized. There's no rooting for your buddy.
Right.
You crowd around the Street Fighter and your buddy's going. It's like, yeah, get him, get it.
Exactly.
But then now it's I have a friend who has 4 boys, and the 3 oldest, they're all one time I saw them, they were sitting on a couch, they all had their devices, and they're just looking down.
Yeah.
Not connecting, and sometimes and they're not rooting for each other. They're off doing their own thing.
Oh, yeah.
And the times that they're that they only do have one device between them, they're they're just kind of just kind of crack addicts, but waiting for their hit.
They're very
waiting-
antisocial.
Yeah,
They're-
waiting
yeah.
for their turn to get a hit. But there's no encouragement to be oh
Right.
yeah, you're doing a great job. It's more you're doing it wrong. You have to go that way. No, don't get that. And it's
Yeah.
there's no there's no fostering of camaraderie.
Yeah, there's no challenge,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I'm going to tell you something. That specific situation that you're talking about, I see with my kids. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, we had to hop. I had to hop into my parents' backyard to open the door. The door got locked.
Right.
So my dad's like, can you hop the fence? But we're going to a wedding, so I'm dressed in a
Right,
suit.
yeah.
So I told my son, I'm like, hey, I need your help. I need you to hop this fence and open it, and I need to open the door. And they looked at me real dumbfounded, like, you want me to hop this wall, this fence? I'm like, yeah. And he go, I'll help you. I'll lift you halfway and jump on this. And so he gets up halfway. He's there, and he just doesn't know what to do. Right?
Right? It's
He starts.
it's kind of like in Fight Club, Tyler Durden, when he's describing what is it's
Right.
it's okay, it's your dad. My dad told me to go to school, and it's so I go to school, I graduate, and I call him up. It's now what?
Right.
It's go get a job, and it's I do that. It's now what?
Well, at least he succeeded in graduating. My
Right.
son got there and got stuck, and he looks at me like, I can't do this. I'm like, dude, put your foot on top of this brick portion, or put your knee, then roll over your leg down, and just hold on and just drop down. Now we're talking maybe, 7 feet is not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At his age, we were jumping fences, holding and flipping down.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, throwing our bikes over.
Oh,
Okay,
right, yeah.
we were on top of little hills, climbing up on the roof when we're not supposed to.
Oh yeah.
And I guess it all goes down to too many activities are antisocial with video games that they're currently just staring at a monitor too much, and they don't have they're not just speaking one another in front of each other, challenging each other, or rooting for each other, and so forth. Unless you're in some sport game, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But a lot of kids are not into that.
Exactly.
You know, it's unfortunate. So
Exactly.
it's just the
Yeah.
simple little small things, the simple things that kids don't get today makes a big difference in their future to come, you know. I mean, hopefully in the future you're not trying to run away from the cops or jumping fences and stuff. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah, I could
it's
tell
nice.
you some stories.
Yeah, you know, if you got to jump a fence here and there to get onto the other side for a good purpose, you should be able to do it.
Right.
Right,
Right.
because your hat flew over the fence and you have to
Yeah,
go get it.
you know,
so.
I have a great idea. I think we should do a YouTube video and showing children how to hop a fence.
It's so
It's-
funny.
a step
Yeah.
by
It
step
reminds me.
prog-
This whole scenario reminds me of this one lyric from this rap group called Atmosphere.
Uh-huh.
And then I can't remember what song it was from, but he was like, but the line was like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna describe how it is to climb a tree." And it's like that's kids nowadays.
Yeah.
You have to describe what it's like to climb a
Yeah.
tree.
I'll be honest. I was fine at climbing fences. I could not climb a tree to save my life.
Oh, yeah, tree's a little difficult.
tree's a little,
Yeah.
you know, not everybody's, George from the jungle. you
Yeah.
know. No one.
And it was crazy because like my mom, she could climb a tree like
Oh, wow,
like that.
okay.
Yeah, I could. I just never got the hang of it. But like fence climbing, climbing a brick wall or whatever, easy.
Well, at least your mom can climb a tree. My mom still does not know how to swim, so I don't know what's more
Actually,
hard
my
to climb.
mom doesn't know how to swim either.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm okay. I'm not the only one out there.
I didn't learn to swim until I was like 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the way I learned, because my parents, I was never afraid of water. Like I
Yeah.
would jump in water, no problem. But no, I just and I tried to learn so many times through a pool, and I just for whatever reason couldn't get it.
Right.
And then I was in the Boy Scouts, and we were gonna go kayaking. I really wanted to do it. They're like, but you got to know how to swim because
Right.
otherwise you're gonna drown if you fall over. So
Absolutely.
they gave me like a crash course. Like I learned how to swim in the ocean. So it was
Okay.
just like,
Well,
which is way tougher than a swimming
Oh,
pool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was. I finally learned how to swim.
Well, that's great. You know.
And it was like within 30 minutes of us having to go kayaking because I wouldn't have been able to go if I didn't know how to swim.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. You know, I'm trying to remember how I learned how to swim. My dad had this weird, strategy of teaching us how to swim. He would just throw us. He would
Throw-
go back
yep.
a
Yeah,
little
throw you
bit.
in the
you
deep
float.
end.
Yeah, and then we figured it out somehow, some way. I tried to do that with my kids. It didn't work. So they came up with their own method. They would just jump out, jump in, grab the side, and they just kept doing that.
Yeah,
And it just got further and further until one point, they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I guess I don't really remember this, but I would just jump in the deep end, and then I remember, apparently my dad with all his wallet and keys and stuff
Just
jumped in after me.
Yeah.
Or was it the park that's that's by here? They used to have a duck pond.
Okay.
Yeah, I used.
Reseda, right?
Yeah, Reseda. They used to have the duck pond there.
It's still
And-
there.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good.
thought they covered it over.
There's also another one right off of Ventura and Balboa, which is a historic park.
Oh, Balboa Lake
Yeah, no, not Balboa Lake. There's another one on Ventura.
on Ventura
It's
itself.
a historic. Yeah, it was during the the missionary time. So there's a little museum there too. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah, I do know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would run towards that duck pond.
Okay.
And I would have jumped in had I not had overalls. My mom
Grabbed
grabbed me.
you.
Yeah. So I was never afraid of water. That was
Talking about ducks, you guys ever played duck hunt?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, they need to bring. No, I don't know if they should bring those back.
the
Right, it was just Then really sensitive people would be like, oh, that's just training people how to shoot moving targets.
Exactly. I mean, we all had our little BB guns and.
Of course.
I still have a airsoft rifle that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have an
Yeah, I have
airsoft
like a-
sniper rifle in my closet.
I have a spring-loaded BB gun that I use sometimes just to get out some.
It shoots.
Yeah.
It shoots
aggression.
at 400 feet per second. Has a scope and everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
High tech.
I remember we when I was in the Navy, my first duty station, we had kind of this big compound, and after hours, a lot of us, we all had like
Okay.
airsoft guns and stuff, and so we would fuck around on the, and I had like I had the sniper rifle, so I could shoot from long distances. I had like the scope. I had the it has the stand for it
Right.
too, so I could it was a lot of fun. So we were working on like getting it like super accurate because it did have like a little bit
like
of a,
so you had the like two little like tripod.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. I mean, we used to. I wasn't in the military, but the closest thing we used to watch American Gladiators.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we would
Laser, taser.
yeah, we would set up our living room, and we would call it the
Hey,
Armenian
you're
Gladiators.
pyro.
So we would sometimes shut the lights off, play in the dark,
Oh,
shoot
yeah,
Nerf
yeah,
guns,
Yeah,
and hurt each other. It was great.
Oh
Great.
man, that was good times, man. The
I know.
90s were awesome, man.
Oh
Like, there
yeah,
was-
oh yeah. With the whole pirate thing with Goonies, that was great. I mean, I was always
Yeah.
hoping to
Oh,
find
yeah,
some kind of
One-Eyed
treasure
Willie.
map. Yeah, like DuckTales.
yeah.
Yeah, One-Eyed Willie, yeah. So, no, it's cool, man. It's real. I'm real fortunate. I was born here in Northridge. Childhood always here in the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, same.
Do I get
Likewise.
sick of the valley? Of course.
Yeah.
You've been one place all your life, and sometimes you want to kind of move out and maybe go somewhere else. But somehow, some way, being in the valley, you're like, I don't know. It's a part of you, and it's
Yeah, that's the one thing because I've been thinking about like, maybe eventually I'll end up moving like to like North or South Carolina,
Right.
Somewhere else. I lived in San Diego for a time, so
Right.
I was kind of it was a little bit different than here.
right.
But then it's also this, man, like if I left, like it just, I don't know. There's
Right.
so many things that are so like familiar.
Yeah,
that
no,
I
absolutely.
almost feel like it's a part of me almost. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's our own Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
just something, I don't know. It's hard to describe, I guess, if you're not a part of the valley. I even have the
Yeah.
valley on my arm.
Oh, nice.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I go to the San Gabriel Valley.
I know.
Well,
Whatever. That's the fake valley.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
is exactly.
That's the fake valley.
And there's a situation that you brought that up. Some guy's like, "Oh, what valley are you from?" I'm like, "Dude,
It's
the
like,
valley."
there's only one
The
valley.
real valley is the San Fernando Valley.
I know,
So
get
when
the-
you
get it
watch
straight.
old movies and they call you a valley boy or a valley girl, it's because of the
This
San
valley.
Yes,
Fernando
this valley.
Valley.
Yeah.
I know.
And
get
there's
it
an
straight.
80s movie called
The
Valley Girl.
Yeah.
with Nicolas Cage and a few other actors and actresses. I forgot their names. Good movie. And it shows you the politics from the city of LA to the valley of how the people used to be.
Right.
So now it's
Yeah,
switched.
there actually was. I think there was actual distinction between people like that lived in like LA,
Absolutely.
and the people that lived in the valley.
So if you were from the valley, you were better.
yeah, of course.
But now the city thinks they're better than the valley.
Right.
They still think we have sheep and goats walking around the streets.
That's
we don't
true.
have that
That's
no more.
true.
But yeah, Valley's great. There was about, I think last year, summertime, they did a pop-up drive-in theater. I'm not sure if you guys have been to
Oh, I
a
think I
drive-in
heard that.
theater.
Yeah.
I grew up to it when Winnetka.
Yeah, back when
Right.
in Winnetka.
So we used to go once a month. This is during the time when the movie Bingo came out with Little Dog and a few other movies, Karate Kid and so forth. So, Karate Kid here in the Valley too.
Yeah,
And the reason I
Reseda.
was going to bring that up is the pop-up drive-in. They did this whole '80s theme with those classic cars, and it was really cool. And they were only showing four movies. One was Karate Kid. One was E.T.
Nice.
One was Back to the Future.
Of course.
And the last one was La Bamba.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
So I was curious, why these movies? So E.T., I don't know if everybody knows, E.T. was filmed in Porter Ranch.
Right.
At the time it was Northridge. So the tracks all the way up where the house was built in the late 70s, that all those 2x4s, that was E.T. There's a park, actually I live in Porter Ranch, right behind it, it's called the E.T. Park. So that was interesting. Then La Bamba I knew, he's from Pacoima. And then Back to the Future, even though it wasn't based here in the Valley, a lot of the filming was off of like Victory and some parts of Burbank and so forth. And then last movie was Karate Kid,
Right.
which was right here on Satacoin, Tampa. Some of the shots are from Cleveland High School. I
Yep.
went to Cleveland
Yeah.
as well. So it was really cool. So some of the scenes where he's running, where he sees Mr. Miyagi and he beats the shit out of the other guys, that place is still there.
Yeah.
They just built some new houses.
Yeah,
now.
that's right.
Yeah.
The apartment building is still there, but then like
They-
the field or whatever that used to be there is now gone and
Exactly.
it's been developed.
Which
for
was
new houses.
vacant till about a year ago.
Yeah.
All these years, you know.
Yeah, I think they were holding out just to keep it as close to like the movie
absolutely.
as possible, to keep it like as a kind of like
Right.
tourist attraction.
Right.
But I guess like they finally gave out. It's like, well, no one's doing anything with this
Exactly.
land, so let's try to make some money
Right.
off it.
So the valley itself is like the Valleywood.
Yeah.
You know, Hollywood,
yeah, exactly.
Valleywood. Yeah. So there's the valley's just as much involved with Hollywood as maybe some people didn't know.
Right.
So
yeah, because like that lake in Karate Kid that Mr. Miyagi like does his fishing, or like you see Daniel on the boat practicing his
Right.
kata. That was actually the Chatsworth Reservoir back in the day.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Was it there's a one of my favorite artists is I'm actually wearing his Sun shirt.
Oh, okay.
My favorite artist was Frank
Frank
Zappa.
Okay.
And he his song Valley Girl is like no, there's one valley. It's right here.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah. I think I heard that they're trying to reboot Valley Girl, the movie.
Oh, that'd be great. It's a little different now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's nobody's gonna
Because like the whole like
oh my
Valley
God,
Girl,
like, I
yeah,
don't even
Valley
think
Girl
anyone
accent is
talks like that.
Nobody talks like that.
I mean, unless they're from the 80s and they still talk like
Yeah.
that. Like I'm like,
It was
oh my
funny because
God.
I have two older sisters, and growing up, like that's all the way. That's how they talk all the time.
Like for sure.
I mean, they grew out of it a little bit, but it's like, yeah, they talk they talk like
gag
this.
me with a spoon.
They
Like,
talk
Yeah,
like
exactly.
this, and like always with the upwards inflection.
Yeah.
Like I'm always asking a question.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I know a few girls that still talk like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not really sure if they understand that that's a really Valley accent, or it's just stuck on them, or like their older brother and sister, they learned it from them,
Right.
and they can't get away from it now because they're already in their 30s.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely.
Yeah, I've been complimented on my Valley accent.
Oh really?
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
sometimes, like when I'm out like at a bar or whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
meeting people, and they find out I'm from the Valley, and they ask me if I can do a Valley accent. I was like totally, I could totally do a Valley accent.
Oh my God.
Like for sure.
It's like a part of me, and I can't lose it as much as I try.
Yeah. No,
it's
definitely.
like totally like my lifeblood.
Yeah. That's just Valley, guys. Valley.
818 all the way.
Yeah. And 747 now.
747.
Jesus.
I know.
The overlay.
God.
I know it's funny because when I actually got my phone, wow, it was a long time ago. I've had this one number for a really long time. I actually had the option of getting the 747 overlay area
really?
code, but I was like, no, 818. all
The
way.
landline I got, unfortunately,
Yeah.
who uses landlines? The only reason I got it was in case it was an emergency, because you got to
Right.
call me like 15 times till I get one. So we got the landline, and it was a 747. So I was like, oh my God, I'm one of them now. So that was fun.
Oh man. Speaking of with kind of like games, like interaction, like one thing now there's so many, like you can go on like YouTube and watch the tutorials, or
Right.
how do I get past this boss or whatever. But in the 90s, one game in particular was, well, it was the 80s, but like The Legend of Zelda, when that came
Oh,
out.
yeah.
It's like we had to, how did you get past this boss? You had
Right.
to talk to your friends, like figure out, or you'd have to like work together to like find out all the secrets and all that stuff. So it's or you play two players on like Mario Brothers, or something along the lines where like that's it's one of those things like today where it's kind of cool to be able to play a game with someone like that I'm friends with somewhere else.
Right.
And that's kind of cool. I do enjoy that, but at the same time, I kind of miss the two-player experience, like side by side.
Because it definitely is an experience of its own.
Right.
And I mean, the best we had was we would call our houses and put it on
Yeah, yeah.
speaker.
Right.
And play our games, but we weren't playing together.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But we did our best. So
Yeah.
now it's great. My son's talking to John out in Texas, and it works. They're playing for hours, and sometimes you got to monitor it too, though.
Right.
John,
Yeah, 'cause
12-year-old John,
yeah,
maybe a
37-year-old,
35-year-old
yeah.
Ron,
Yeah.
and I'm not that comfortable with Ron yet. So
Yeah.
so you got to monitor it too as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe you should talk to John. It's like make sure he's not Ron.
yeah. when he has a little voice like this, unless it's Mike Tyson. Sorry, Mike. Don't knock me out. But yeah.
I wish. I hope Mike Tyson's a fan of our show.
All right. Oh,
That'd
that'd
be
be
awesome.
great. Imagine.
I'd love to have Mike
your
on.
next podcast.
I
Mike's
like
here.
the Circle of Jerks. They're really well guys.
Yeah.
I definitely want to be a part of the podcast.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
Robert, his face is very puntable. You know, they're very puntable.
Oh man. Yeah, if he says that, I'm just gonna walk out. I'll take the mic with me.
I was like, I want to record that.
Yeah. No, definitely. Maybe if we shove the mic in his mouth, he'll be a little bit more manly.
I know, right? Like, yeah, because man, they talk like this, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy that someone that big, that powerful, talks like that.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah. I mean,
That's very scary.
yeah. No. Absolutely. You know. There was actually we were at a bar and this guy just felt his presence behind me.
Yeah, it's like
just
a planet.
a-
It was like his
I'm just
gravity.
like, ooh. Look back and I'm like, oh my god, the guy showed like I'm sitting, so he's just big. He looked like a pit bull. I mean,
okay.
just big. His neck like double the size of mine, just big. And it was one of my buddy's friend that he came with him. My other buddy's a big guy too. One of those Jersey Shore looking dudes. And he goes, oh, this is my friend. I don't remember his name. Let's say Mike. So Mike comes, hey, how you doing? I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I don't know why I said Mike. I didn't mean to say Mike Tyson again. Sorry. But I said, whatever. And I was just like, damn, bro, don't talk.
I know.
Yeah.
Just
You
be
know-
the
yeah.
quiet, mysterious type.
Yeah, it was just great.
He's Jersey Mike, like the sub
Jersey
shop.
Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
No,
is.
there you go. There you go. Oh, why? He has a soft little voice?
No, I don't know. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
it's-
I'm like, no wonder his sandwich is so big. He stuffs his mouth. So he doesn't talk.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Well, this is our sponsor, Cactus Cooler, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the unofficial
Yeah,
official
exactly.
sponsor of
It's
the
the
podcast.
unofficial,
We have a
official.
couple of new
Yeah.
unofficial official sponsors. We got Sam Adams.
Okay.
We got Adams Car Care Polish.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. So
All right.
we have
Delta
a lot of,
Airlines.
why would we want-
I don't know.
Delta.
But
I don't know.
we-
I know. It's like, I guess he
I'd
was like
rather
getting
have-
the spirit. Like as long as we're throwing some unofficial officials.
Yeah,
you
it's just
know,
unofficial.
I'd rather
Official.
have Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar
Oh,
Shave.
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, there's the beard one too that they're against shaving.
That's true.
The
Well,
dollar.
no,
It's called the Dollar Beard Club.
that's true.
There you go. They're all about beards.
Right. I know. Like
You
the
know.
wax and like the comb.
They're crazy beards. You know, I've had a beard, but nothing up to that extent. That
No, there's some people that get some wild beards going
Oh,
on.
yeah. It's-
Daryl's grows his like crazy, like for
Yeah, the great vitamins.
I just me like after like about a week or so. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I gotta get rid
Well,
of
me
it.
overnight, it's bad.
Yeah, that's true.
My son is 10. He has a mustache. So some of my barbers are in their 30s, and my son's stash is bigger than theirs. So
Yeah, it's funny because mine grows somewhat fast. Like this is after a few days.
right.
And there's some of my students are like, they have like 2 hairs. It's like, dude, this took me like a month.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I sneeze and 3 will come out.
I know. I'm pretty rare that as a Korean man that I
Uh-huh.
can actually grow like facial hair and like
Yeah.
actually even like get it to like connect and
Right.
everything. And so like in my family, it's me and like 2 other guy cousins that can grow like actually like beards and like actually connect.
Wow.
So
That's pretty rare in the Korean community because
Yeah,
there's
it is.
a lot of soft skin.
Yeah, a lot of soft skin.
I mean, with our beards, we could play connect the dots and make whatever picture we wanted
Right.
at the age of 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I started to get I started to get peach fuzz when I was like I think in 7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get mine
But
until
I was a pretty hairy baby.
Yeah.
I would say maybe 11th grade probably.
Yeah, I didn't even have anything. I was shaving because I wanted it. Now I regret it.
Oh yeah.
I went from no mustache to this.
But
Now
it
I-
didn't like start. But then it would take a while to grow out, and but now
Yeah.
in the last few years,
I
it's
guess
just,
that's
like,
why I got into the
it's-
barbershop business, so I could have a fresh.
Yeah, I know. So you
beard
always
lineup.
you always have a place to
Yeah,
get it, get a
absolutely.
trim.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
Word.
So
Yeah. So the 80s and 90s were pretty awesome. What are because we were talking about Nickelodeon earlier. What was something that you really enjoyed watching on Nickelodeon? What were your
Are you afraid of the dark?
Oh, there
yes.
you go.
And
There it is.
And I was afraid.
That show was creepy, man.
It was, not to sound like a little, buttersoft bitch, but
There's nothing wrong with being a buttersoft bitch. I was a buttersoft bitch for a lot of my childhood.
But yeah, it was it was genuinely scary.
Clown stories.
The clown stories.
Anything
Yes.
that had a clown story.
Yeah,
The original
forget that.
movie It haunted me for
Right.
years, man.
Right.
And the funny thing was, as I grew up and got into my teens, I couldn't really remember it, but I remember it being a clown movie, and it was freaky. And as a child, my brother's friends, they're much older than me. They always messed with me about clowns. Like there was this really stupid joke. Well, it's not a joke, but it was like a scary story. It's a joke now, and it just freaked me out. Freaked me out for years. And then the whole Freddy Krueger and Jason. I was afraid of Chucky too. So
who wasn't afraid of Chucky?
and I had a bunk bed.
Oh,
shit.
damn!
So my brother
Game
didn't let
over.
me sleep on the second. He was the
not.
older
Yeah,
brother,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that was his.
Yeah.
So we're left home alone. I'm maybe like, I don't know, 9 or 10. And my brother's home. So all of a sudden the lights go out in the whole house. And I'm just like, he's here. Chucky is here. And we're in bed. I jumped so fast into my brother's bed next to him. I'm like, please, Chucky's here. My brother's like, I'll protect you. Had this stupid little pocket knife that you can literally bend with your hand. I had it next to me. I'm like, he's coming. I fell asleep, woke up in the morning. He didn't get me. I mean, Chucky can jump a bunk bed. It's not that difficult, but
Of course,
Yeah.
he's
anything
magic.
helps. Yeah. And then Jason, multiple nightmares at the same place at the same park. Me running through the park. For some reason, you're running, but you're not running. You're
Right,
in slow
right, right.
Yeah,
motion.
like slow motion running.
I would wake up sweating. Thank God it was a dream. Go back to sleep. Continuing right from the same spot. Any other dream feels a fantasy dream. God forbid you wake up, you try to go
I
back,
know.
you ain't
It's
gonna
like,
get there. All of a sudden you're hanging out with a bunch of guys doing a podcast. So anyways, yeah, I've had nice dreams, scary dreams, fun dreams.
Was it with the second like Jason movie? It was the funny thing about that was I think it was one of the, not Corey Haim, Corey Feldman was, I think, was like the kid.
Okay.
He was the kid in number 2.
Okay.
And the actor who played Jason, because there was always different actors that played
Right.
him. The actor that played Jason hated him so much. He's
Really?
a little brat.
Okay.
And so he's like, I'm going to act like I'm going to kill this kid.
Oh, wow.
So that was the motivation behind his character.
This is Jason Part 2.
Yeah, this
Oh
is
wow,
the
I don't
second one.
remember.
Well, yeah, because the first one was called Friday the 13th.
Right.
And then it was actually his mom that was the bad guy. But then, like, at the end,
It was like the beginning of Jason.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah, but this is the second one. It was like Corey Feldman was the
Right.
kid, and that guy hated him so much.
Right. Oh, hey.
But no, I remember like my favorite like Nickelodeon shows. I really like Doug.
Oh yeah, I like
yeah.
Doug
I like
too.
Doug.
Yeah, Doug is kind of like that. That kind of spoke to me a little bit because he's a little bit nerdy.
Yeah.
Like he would write a lot. He was very
You gotta
imaginative.
remind me of Doug. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I
but-
know.
Sorry.
I don't wear the same clothes every day.
I know.
Yeah, I'm like that orange
The sh-
kid with
the-
the crazy hair.
Oh, you're Skeeter.
Skeeter, yeah. Skinner or Skitter?
Skeeter.
Skeeter. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go.
I
Skeeter.
know. I don't think you could. I don't think you pull off a shorts and green vest combo.
I did used to have a green vest.
I think we all had. Well, I mean, I had a green vest.
I had that green sweater vest.
I had a pink vest.
I had
was
a
bad.
puffy. I had a puffy vest.
Like a bomber jacket.
No, not like a bomber jacket, but just like those like the.
Why do they call it a bomber
Kind of like
jacket?
kind of
Because bombardiers would wear those leather jackets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
like what's it? The Marty McFly.
Oh yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
of
yeah.
those.
Yeah, I still have those.
No. I had the green sweater vest.
I still
Okay.
have those.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I would watch Doug.
So Christmas,
and-
green sweater. You good?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
right.
The
Vest.
and then Rocko's Modern Life was the other one I really liked.
Oh yeah, I like Rockland Man
Oh,
too.
they still show Rockers Modern.
Yeah,
like
late
yeah.
at night.
It
Doug
was-
too.
They were but that show was like really kind of like it was not meant for kids.
No,
They
no,
snuck in.
that-
They snuck in so many like double entendres and.
Oh,
It's like Ren and
absolutely.
Stimpy. It was
True.
It was,
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy wasn't made for
They
kids.
didn't call
either.
it Adult Swim back then, but it, like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
They have all that. Like,
Yeah.
Fire. yeah. Hey, Butthead.
yeah.
Yeah, it was so
I am the
stupid.
great
If you really think
Cornholio.
about- yeah. Just watch the music videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy? What were some of your Nickelodeon shows if you watched any?
I mean Rugrats.
Yeah,
like
Rugrats
you
was-
said, Doug and Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life. What else? I mean, I was one of those kids that was really into animation. So
Okay.
I was like still watching cartoons.
Did you watch like KCal 9 during time, like Darkwing
Yeah,
Duck?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Chip
Yeah.
and Dale,
Duck,
Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, yeah.
Gummy Bears.
Right.
Yeah, I really liked animation. I really appreciated like the storytelling aspect
Oh, yeah,
of it,
yeah,
too.
absolutely.
So even like when I was supposedly supposed to like get out of like cartoons like in like junior high and high school, I was still watching
I
cartoons.
still watch
yeah,
cartoons. Hell
definitely,
yeah.
You know, because my mom, my parents would constantly tell me, "Is like you're how old and you're still watching cartoons?"
Yeah.
because they're telling good stories. Like point in case, and Disney Afternoon, well, that cartoon Gargoyles.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
That
a good
cartoon
one.
was so great because it was telling a really good story, even though it's like a little bit darker, a little bit more
Yeah.
on the mature side. They were telling really great stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
You
and it was-
absolutely.
yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And
Now, like,
DuckTales came back, but it's like a newer version. It's not-
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
I think it's more true to the comics where like Scrooge McDuck is wearing like his red suit as opposed to like in the 80s and 90s where he had a blue suit.
Right.
And
That's true.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but they turned like the maid, Mrs. Beakley, into like this butch lesbian type.
Oh, really?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I guess it's in right now. No, just
Yeah, well, it is. That's. But yeah, no, I haven't seen the
I mean,
new
look at
DuckTales.
Robert Kardashian. Looks like a butch lesbian dyke.
That's-
Sorry, Rob. This is a joke.
But
I don't know, but what about that family that destroys men? I wonder.
Oh, they're the family?
Yeah, because like I mean, look, okay, Bruce, and then like the one sister, the baby daddy.
I don't think it destroyed them. I think it just showed their true colors.
you think that's what it was?
No, but I mean, but with the brother, he was like pretty functioning. I mean,
Right.
I think he he definitely had a silver spoon
Right.
complex.
Oh, absolutely.
But and he was and I think he was actually trying to get out from like the shadow of like his sisters
no,
and
absolutely,
stuff.
because it's
But
a lot
like
of
yeah,
pressure.
but then like all of a sudden he became like this recluse,
Yeah.
and like he came in like he like was having all this erratic behavior, and it's just like, what about that family that destroys the men?
Yeah. I think when you're destroyed, you weren't as strong as you thought or we thought you were. You understand? If you're a strong person, okay, no one can destroy you. Nobody's gonna destroy you. So he wasn't as strong. It maybe had to do with a lot. He doesn't have a father figure.
Right.
I know Bruce was there throughout most of the time since he was a baby until after Robert died. But maybe Bruce wasn't that figure he needed.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Possible.
Luckily I had two parents that raised me, father and a mother. So maybe he just wasn't as strong as people thought his character was, and it destroyed him.
Maybe.
And I mean, Bruce, that was who he was, who he's always been, or that's how he says he was, and he's always been. Maybe only the past 10 years he's been like that, or maybe it took him that many years of his life to figure out who, like his sexuality and whatever, how he is now, which is fine, but why did it take so long too? And this, I guess we can't. It's not a good way to say they've been destroyed, because then we're like, well, that's not nice, But that I just think that's the true people that they are. So
No one's really
Well, I
heard
mean-
much from Chris Humphries recently
I know, right?
either.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah,
What happened to Chris Humphries?
I don't know what happened to that guy.
Or Lamar Odom?
Oh, well, Lamar had
Well, I
issues
know, yeah,
too.
he did
So we
issues.
can't say the family.
But then, like, what was
destroyed
it? Like,
him,
what
too.
was? But
They
it's kind of like, what
exacerbated
did
the
what did that family do to
No, but he had,
break down like?
He had issues before.
True, but like
It was just
you know,
exacerbated
yeah,
by
it's
their
probably it's like
craziness.
what was it about that family that exacerbated like the issues that he was already
Right.
dealing with, to the point where like he was worn down to like where he had that break.
I guess a simple way to say it, the authority in the house is ran by them. So if you don't abide by their authority, you're gonna get crushed. So it's a matter if you're going in, be ready to bow down to the Jenners. You know what I mean, or the Kardashians, however you want to look at.
Yeah.
And if you're not an open-minded person or patient or open to their ideas, you may be a Lamar.
Yeah,
He may
or,
be a Bruce. He may be a Robert Kardashian, unfortunately. But if you're strong and you go in there and you set your foot right, well, yeah, Scott too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because like in like the first episode, like in like the first like season, he seemed like a pretty like together person, and then all of a sudden like it just like he just like kind of like spiraled. And I mean, maybe he and like it came out that he was like an alcoholic, and he dealt with like some substances stuff, and maybe like that was something that was already there, but they just didn't highlight it.
Exactly.
But
everything gets highlighted once you're under the light.
Yeah.
So, I think that if there was the same kind of light above us constantly, some things would come out. Maybe some things would start that never came out, and maybe to the better, maybe to the worse. You never know.
But this is where I started seeing, like, this is where like it started to all break down for me. This is one episode, back when I still watched Kardashians.
You've watched a lot of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, haven't you?
Not as much as you think, but I've watched enough. But there was this one episode where, this is before Bruce made his transition, and the mom, Kris Jenner, she was thinking about changing her name to Kardashian, or back to Kardashian, and it was like complete slap to the face to Bruce.
Right.
And it's like, and she was trying to justify it. It's like, it's just for branding, and people already call me Kris Kardashian already, so why shouldn't I just change my name? And it's just like, okay, I get it. It's like this, like that family is completely matriarchal. Like the women run that family.
True.
It's 100% brand.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Everything they do, everything.
But like to put the brand above like the family, I think is a complete like disservice to like Bruce at the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so,
and maybe that's why great pair of heels just was.
I know. I guess a great pair of heels feel better than track shoes.
Yeah.
Could be.
There you go.
There it is.
Well, I learned something about you, Andy, that you've watched more than 2 episodes of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Well, part of it I couldn't help it because my sister would watch it all the time, and like my sister, even as adults, she still controls the remote. When I go over, it's like, because I'll try to like watch something that I like or watch something that everyone could enjoy, but then like she just says, "Oh, let me see the remote," and then I know that's code's like, "Give me the damn remote."
Right.
So right.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then she takes over, and then and then it just becomes my sister's. Then it becomes whatever my sister wants to watch.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
I remember as a kid growing up, during summers, we only had one TV, and my mom at the time was a stay-at-home mom. So if I wanted to watch TV, we were watching soap operas. So
I knew you were gonna say soap operas.
We did that too. General Hospital, All My Children,
Days of Our Lives.
That's
As
true.
the World
it was
Turns.
CBS soaps for us.
It was torturous. It was just
Young and the Restless,
horrible.
Guiding Light.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Bold and
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. It's still on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Airs.
I think Days of Our Lives was off the air. General Hospital's still going. I don't know how or why.
Yeah, was
someone
it like-
always gets hurt.
I know someone always goes into a coma. Someone
Yeah.
always gets a brain transplant or whatever. Someone is someone's secret.
They're the
secret
king
child.
of the over-the-top storylines.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. My dad went to General Hospital back when, for some reason, during the time he didn't have insurance. So that was the hospital, and that was the actual,
Oh,
not
wow.
the inside, but the outside.
Right.
Was the General Hospital down in downtown LA.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Off the 5.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Yeah.
Well, we are coming up on our, a little bit past the hour.
Right.
So how can, thank you for coming on for one.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you're.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, your schedule's a little bit crazy, but I'm glad we could get you
Thanks
on.
for fitting us in.
Yeah.
No problem. I appreciate it.
How can people reach you? Can they?
I think the best way to do it is through Instagram or through our website.
Okay. Well, what are those?
The website is
plug yourself.
Yeah, the website is www.mr, so that's mr and then dash scissors.com. You can message us through there, ask us about our discounts and special offers, and then through Instagram it's just Mr. Scissors Barbershop, just straight MR Scissors Barbershop, and you can message us through there.
Is it just the one Instagram account? Or
Yes,
does,
it is.
Or does okay? So
No,
the
one
each, so
represents
the each
them all.
Okay.
So if you contact us for a specific location, then I can just divert you to the right way or contact the right person, or we can set up an appointment so you don't have to wait. You're set. You come in. You can even choose your barber, going on Google or on Instagram and check out our cuts and the different kind of styles and see what fits for you better. All right. So that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Like I said, thank you for coming on.
No, absolutely.
And,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and
No worries.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, that's gonna be our episode for today. If you want to reach us, we have on Twitter. We are at podcastcoj. Our Instagram is Circle of Jerks Podcast. And any other things that we should share, Andy, as far as getting a hold of us?
No, that's about it. Oh, don't forget the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like and leave a comment, even if it's a hate comment or if it's a thumbs down.
Andy's fishing for those hate
interaction
comments.
an interaction is an interaction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no bad publicity, you guys.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to say as inflammatory of things as possible so we can get a hate comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to piss people
You
off.
want-
I know.
piss
I want
people
to
off.
piss people off.
Well, shit, if you told me that in the beginning, I could have done that from the first minute. I hate everybody.
No, make sure to go, watch the video, leave a comment if you like, hate or not. And if you subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell notification so you get notified when we have future content going on. So, well, that's it. And everyone have a great time. And until next time, take care.
Peace.
Deuces.